Hey everybody, I was muted. Welcome to Casually Hardcore Reacts to the Final Fantasy, aka Square-Enix, aka E3 2019. Joining us again from yesterday, we got Huntin4Games. Hunter, welcome back.
Hey, what's going on?
And we got Chris, so we got the three of us. We're going to have I think hopefully a phenomenal time today covering Square-Enix. Now, Hunter, are you live on Twitch right now for your channel?
I am. I just realized as you were saying that I am.
No, I just want to make sure that we promote. Like,
I'm the going live soon page, so I gotta switch over to actually live. I'll do that in a second.
Okay, cool. So guys, be sure, we'll make sure that he includes a link to his Twitch. If you haven't followed Hunter, please do so. Link is in the description of this live stream, and it's also over, you can find him wherever he's doing. So Ziggy is saying, what's up, Hunter? So guys, Square-Enix, E3 2019. I think Xbox came in strong. I think Bethesda put me to sleep. I skipped Ubisoft. I don't know if that was right or wrong. I just couldn't. Work blew up today. Just couldn't pull myself away to watch it. I'm going to go with our guest. Hunter, what do you want to see, man? Are we talking about opening with Final Fantasy 11 Remastered and just walking off and then, like, we're good?
If you ask me every year for E3 Square Enix conference, what do I want to see? I will always say some crazy Final Fantasy 11 news that I could never predict. But more realistically, I don't know, I want to see something about the new IP that they've been kind of like teasing, hinting. Are you talking
about the Yoshi P thing that he was talking about that's in pre-production?
No, not. Okay. Is it Yoshi P? I don't even know. I'm already forgetting the name of it because I haven't heard the news, but I keep seeing all these glimmers like new IP, Square Enix new IP, and they, it looks really cool. So that I would love to see some Final Fantasy 14 stuff, but I don't know. It's the expansion is like weeks away, so I don't know what they'd show us.
Yeah, like if they touch on 14, I think it's going to be Shadowbringers trailer and maybe a collab announcement. Last year we got that they were doing the Monster Hunter World crossover.
That's true. That's true.
You know, and so maybe we'll finally see a Phantasy Star Online 2 official crossover because O didn't exist in Phantasy Star in Japan, so maybe we'll see. Chris, what do you want to see? What's their mic drop moment? Because we already got a release date for 7 Remaster.
Mic drop like in the dream, or what's realistic?
Let's go dream. Let's just go freaking nuts, man.
You know, Octopath Traveler's going to Steam. It is about time for Nintendo Switch to get Octopath Traveler 2. Just give us a sequel. Give us something else from that studio, which they said that studio is set to do specifically stuff for the Switch. So give us another standalone. That would be something that would be mic drop, but in all realism, a trailer for something like a Final Fantasy 16, just show us basically the emblem, kind of like what we got for Elder Scrolls 6 last year at Bethesda, just like, you know, like, oh, behind me, is there something going on? That's crazy. And then like, it's just a 16. That's all it is, a Roman numeral 16, nothing more. And then some clarity on where they're headed with kind of new IP, because seeing Tomb Raider and 15 confirmed for the Stadia is interesting. 14 is obviously doing very well and has its own standalone live letter coming up in a few days, so there's really no reason to talk about it here. I would be interested to see if they change their mind on 15 getting more DLC, if they're going to bring it to the Stadia and saying, you know what, we said we were done, but we're not, and trying to breathe life back into that franchise, even though we don't think DLC works in 2019.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I honestly, I don't want to see DLC with...
Avengers is pretty logical.
If they don't show Avengers, which they've already been teasing that they would, that would be a real kind of punch to the stomach, because I was hoping that we'd see it last year. Like, I was hoping that they would kind of tease it off, but they didn't. To your point of Final Fantasy 16, even if it's a logo, like, only if it's within, I would say, no more than 18 months. No more than 18 months from release. Like, do not tell me about 16 and then have me wait until 2026 2029 to play it, aka Final Fantasy 7 Remake, aka Final Fantasy 15, aka it's just like they've had a real struggle with that. I did see some news today that they have announced they've already started working on Dragon Quest 12, so I doubt we're going to see anything related to that unless they, maybe we'll see some Dragon Quest Switch stuff unless they're saving that for tomorrow. Obviously we know it's coming, but I'm sure there's going to be a highlight reel of all of that. I think for me a mic drop moment would be one of two things. Either a remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics or a sequel to Final Fantasy Tactics in which that they then also say, oh, and it's also the original Final Fantasy Tactics is on PC live today. They one of the really cool sticking points with conferences is they don't have to do everything, but when they can say, and it's live right now. You can go get it right now on Steam. You can go, et cetera, et cetera. I think Tactics would be a phenomenal addition. And I also think because of how awkward it is that Final Fantasy VIII doesn't have a presence, that we might see some news about 8 as it relates to obviously the theme behind 14, etc. So, all right, I'm going to go back to Hunter. I got a question. Crazy crossover event for 14. Go.
I've seen a ton of people bringing up Chrono Trigger in the chat, and I would love to see Chrono Trigger brought back in any way to the broad space of Square Enix right now. And I think a Final Fantasy 14 crossover to kind of just like pull in some of those characters would be really cool.
Like a remaster, or would they like kind of revisit, like restart it? Because we were always under the impression that we would have seen at some point Chrono Break. So Chrono Cross, it really didn't resonate with me as much as I wanted it, just based off the battle system.
Yeah.
But the story was interesting. I really kind of connected with that. But we never got Chrono Break. But that was also by the Dream Team. So what's your Chrono dream here?
I want to see, ideally, even though I don't think that this is going to be the popular answer, I would love to see the graphics that were being shown for like Final Fantasy VII Remaster, but in the Chrono Trigger universe. I know a lot of people are like, I love the sprites, I love the beautiful styling and everything, and I do, but I'd love to see what they could do with just like as much graphical horsepower as you could throw at it, because it was such a pretty universe.
Oh man, there is a weird, that's a hard sell for me personally. I love it.
I know everybody's gonna fight me on that. I'm sure I'm gonna lose like
guys. Hunter has to leave, unfortunately. He said he had to go real soon, so he disconnected. I don't know what happened, guys. There's a part visually that really feeds into nostalgia, to where like I would think that it might do better as a cell shaded kind of style, right? That really kind of fed into the anime nature of it. Could be like sure Dragon Quest 11. I think is a gorgeous game, and that's how I would connect it. Yeah,
that is true. It's a better look, and I think you'd immediately have furious people on the internet being like, "What are you doing to my Chrono Trigger? Like, why kill it like this with this realistic graphics?" But
Chris, is there any moment here that makes you scream out loud? We had a couple of those moments last year. We did not live stream our reaction, and you're welcome.
My 14 crossover first.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
We just got Ronzo, so I would love to see Final Fantasy X come in a meaningful way. I'm always going to ask for Blitzball, but I would love a primal fight themed on Final Fantasy X.
Like Sin or something?
Yeah. And really just like redo the limit break bar for that fight and give us more of a feel of like a greater summon, like just go nuts. Something where you kind of trigger phases that don't exist in traditional content in 14.
So how would you want Blitzball to work? So how would you want Blitzball to work? Because Yoshi P has talked about this several times, in which the team is having an internal debate where, like, do they make it multiplayer and aka then it's a PvE experience, a PvP experience, or do they make it like a single player experience, very traditional to what people remember from 10? What would you want?
I would make it like a deep dungeon experience where there is a multiplayer aspect, but that's very cropped in. I wouldn't try to make it something that could be balanced across a whole server. I would say, you know what, it may not be an ideal experience, but you can play a multiplayer with your friends. But really what we've scaled it to be, this many encounters. There's playable levels that you can kind of play through a bracket against set NPC teams or something. It doesn't need to be more than a mini game. We're not talking about releasing a form of FIFA inside of 14. It needs to be as good as Chocobo Racing. It needs to be as good as Deep Dungeons. It needs to be as good as its side content. It doesn't need larger than that, because when we ask for something larger than that, we risk that they never give it to us.
So, all right. you answered the crossover event. What's your mic drop moment? What's the like, you know, what's the thing we have to go bleep that you like that causes you to swear?
Mic drop moment.
Yeah.
That they're no longer tied to Sony and they can now put things on Xbox willy-nilly. Just, oh, by the way, did we mention our entire library, including 14s, going to Xbox?
What's your thoughts, Hunter?
Did I not mention that?
I'm a huge fan of cross-play, cross-buy. I would love to see every Square Enix game be sold on everything possible. I don't know if I can see it happening immediately. They love their exclusive deals. I think that's going to be a Sony move. Sony's got to push that more than Square Enix.
Sony won't announce it.
Sony's not going to. Not right now.
That's a terrible announcement.
It's like Microsoft saying like, and coming to PlayStation this fall.
Did you hear about Microsoft made an announcement though? They're like, to be up to date on all the Microsoft announcements, go watch Nintendo's Direct on Tuesday morning. Everyone's like,
Xbox Live is coming to Switch. Microsoft and Nintendo have had a really good relationship. Sony and Microsoft have signed an insane, awesome deal when it comes to cloud services, processing AI, and all of that. They're going to enhance games. Like, these companies, I think, work better together. And I think if, you know, to a point, like, I want them to compete because I think when they compete, prices go down, you know, so we're not sitting here just being completely gouged. Quinn says, Bravery Default 3, and he says that with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Quinn Heel, for bringing that. Yeah, I would love to see Bravely Default 3, as long as it's not on 3DS. Like, put it on the Switch. That would be what I would prefer. Bravely Default is such a solid game, so solid, and the only thing I disliked about it was the 3DS, because like I couldn't play it for long periods of time. Where on the Switch with Octopath, with everything else on that, I can. Now, I have a crazy question. And Who has just joined. Who Van Sutton, welcome to them. Thanks for hitting the join button, supporting the channel. We really appreciate it. Here's the crazy question that I completely lost track of because Who Van Sutton knocked me off my train of thought. Somebody go. Chris, I'm going to think of what I was trying to say.
What was your question?
I didn't ask one. I had one, and I'm going to blame our new member. I thank you again, Who. But it was just like, and then it was crazy. So I'm working backwards mentally. So
Bravery Default crossover for 14. That'd be awesome.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be awesome. It's hard to get too excited about crossover right now because we're just about to get expanded content, and so like, when you look at it and you say, okay, we get 5.1 in October, we have a ton of stuff to do until October. If I have any time left on my plate, I'm going to go at least try WoW Classic. I don't really need 14 to put more on the plate. Like, it's already going to be an unhealthy level of 14 in my life. And I know that. So, I don't know. I'd love to see them bring more to the Switch. Like, just in general, seeing Square Enix in the Switch just feels like a really natural pairing for me. I wish Kingdom Hearts would come to the Switch on launch.
Oh, I know.
That's something that I think if they could go back and do, I'd be really excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Switch is quickly becoming like my RPG device.
Yeah.
And I think it's perfect for RPGs because whenever you have to just like grind a little bit or just do some kind of like mindless side quest, it's great to be able to do that without taking up a TV or just wherever you happen to be.
It's so handy. Going on the airport, like, I don't play a lot of single-player games, and when I do, I play them, like, with friends. Like, me and my wife will pass back and forth. But, like, going to the airport, like, it's like, yeah, I was just playing Octopath on the plane and just grinding out my characters and having a good time, and all of a sudden, so much time has passed. And thanks, Ziggler, for joining as a member. You guys, I can't, express to you how awesome that is. Enjoy your new emotes, and can we get some hype in chat for our new members? I want to say, like, I'm going to ask chat, put an X in chat if there's any Parasite Eve fans out there. Ooh. I see some people talking about Parasite Eve. I really enjoyed that, but I have not thought about Parasite Eve until I think I saw somebody, and I forgot their name, kind of say, say, oh, Parasite Eve Remaster or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot Parasite Eve. So it looks like we have quite a few Parasite Eve fans. That's good to see. Someone put an S. I'm going to count it.
The excitement was so raw. It was so raw. Like, oh, where's the X?
Well, yeah. Well, that's I was trying to see. Like, if somebody dropped a P,
it's close. It's close.
You know, like a P. I was like, okay, there's a distance here. Maybe they did it on purpose.
Do you think we'll get any cameos? Any celebrity cameos? Everybody's doing it this year.
They did it for 15, right? Like if they're like, we're gonna bring out the voice actors who bring 15 to life, and it's like they I mean, like an incredible cast, and so that was just phenomenal. The I think, and I've said this before, and thank you, Iron, for the $5 super chat talking about Tactics remake with the Octopath style graphics. 100% agree. That's the way I visualize it. Same thing for Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI Remastered was done on the iOS and horrible. Like I couldn't look at it. I was like, I tried, and I was like, I cannot handle this. But an Octopath style would be insane. It looks like we're in the final couple of minutes, guys. 2 minutes 30 seconds. Let's see if we got any other predictions. I can't remember my crazy kind of a hypothetical.
I know, I'm blanking. The closer we get, I had all these thoughts today, and they're gone. They just.
Oh yes, I remember now. Based off of Indy. Saying 15 remake, but with turn-based, with turn-based. What I was going to say is that I've often wondered, especially when it comes to 11 and to 14, it would be so cool to see them basically bring those stories into that kind of single-player RPG-driven experience for those who aren't really into MMOs. And I would have done that in the turn-based style, in the classic style. We saw them kind of tease it off with the 16-bit sprites. It kind of brings that classic back. I would love to see them do something like that, because I don't think it takes away from that. Like, you know, the story of 11 with the Shadow Lord, all of that's really interesting. It'd be cool to see them do that, but I think if anything, I would still have a remaster. Would you guys enjoy them taking their multiplayer games and kind of classifying, you know, turning them into a classic single player experience, just not to compete, but just as a, oh, here, enjoy?
11, yes. 14, no.
Okay, why?
Only because 11 for so many years was such a focused multiplayer experience that it was the only way you could experience the game. And now they've kind of switched it around with trust and stuff. But like, there's so many of my memories that I have that are like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. 14 was delivered in such a way that you could enjoy by yourself if you wanted to for the story itself. So I don't know if I'd want to see that redone, although it'd be cool. I mean, 14 is an amazing story.
So, Chris, you 10 is what you've considered and said multiple times as your favorite Final Fantasy game. You didn't play 11. Would you be curious as to the story of 11 if you could go back and play it, kind of a la Final Fantasy 10?
Curious of the story is a weird thing for me. I'm not a big lore guy in games, just in general. I would like the experience of getting to go back and play 11. I think that, you know, I had signed on with my first MMO in 2004 with WoW. 11 launched in 2002, mm-hmm. So 11 was already kind of full steam ahead. I didn't have room for more than one MMO in my life at that time because I had limited computer access. We had one computer in the house. I shared it with the whole family, so having more than one game didn't make any sense. And I didn't have the money. I had $5 every other week as my allowance, and so $15 a month for a game kind of taxed me.
All right, we're going. It's going, guys. It's time.
Here goes.
Be warned. I will scream like a child.
I'd go back and play it, though.
Gameplay footage captured on various platforms at various stages of development may be subject to change. I like the clouds. Like, it's all very, like... I'm betting it's 7. It's got to tie into 7, because Cloud Strife is obviously, like, oh, yep, 7, here we go. It's the Buster Sword.
Oh, you're ahead of me by a couple seconds.
Haha! Remake, a new game, continue, remake. What should we pick?
Oh.
What should we pick? Remake.
It's clever.
Oh, I like that. That's really cute. Now, have we seen gameplay? We've seen like a release. I wonder if they're going to show us anything new. I love this, guys. This music is so freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Links are in the description if you don't want us commentating over it. Oh. Oh gosh, this hits you right in the feels.
The nostalgia grabs you so hard.
This is stunning.
It's the opening. I mean, they're literally playing the opening of the game.
Brian, you gotta get a Buster Sword for the wall behind you.
I will talk to my wife. We'll see if we can fit it into the budget. I will take one.
It doesn't have to be made out of metal. We won't be able to tell. They have paint for that.
That's it. That's all we're going to see of 7. We know it's coming next year.
I thought we were going to see like them play it for like a solid 5 minutes.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That's what
I guess, I mean, yeah, they just showed off some.
They just basically showed somebody like basically full clearing the game. So this is way too long.
Oh man.
Can you imagine? Fully free.
There we go.
What was it say, like, huh?
I'm very happy to be able to introduce this long-beloved title once again. After 22 years,
She's the official voice of
characters
Square-Enix
we
for
love
me.
have returned while becoming more
She's
beautiful
so
and
awesome.
captivating than ever before.
今まで応援し続けてくださっているファンの皆さん、長年のサポートありがとうございます。大変お待たせいたしました。新たなる冒険へと共に踏み出すことを非常に楽しみにしております。
To our longtime fans, we thank you for your support and patience over these years, and we look forward to embarking on this journey together.
FF7 をリメイクするにあたって、ファイナルファンタジー7の世界観やキャラクターたちをより深く今回は描いております。ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクプロジェクトの最初の作品となる本作では、ミッドガルのストーリーを広大にかつ緻密に語っております。またゲームデザインも今作用に最適化しておりまして、2枚組相当のボリュームを見込んでおります。一本の独立したゲームとして十分期待に応える作品になっております。
Remaking Final Fantasy VII has allowed us to dive much deeper into the world and its characters than ever before. The game design was optimized for this title as well, and we anticipate 2 Blu-ray discs worth of gameplay content.
Wow. I'm gonna get it digitally just to let you know that right now.
I know that should be impressive,
An
but
elaborate retelling that it has become
why are
a
there
solid
discs?
standalone game in its own right.
I think it's just to try to be impressive. It's them flexing. I moved it because somebody was saying like it was getting cut up.
Slide me around.
Yeah. I want to.
Through the
Warn me
content
next
we are
time, I'll be
about
like-
to unveil today, and through all that we have yet to unveil, we will not disappoint your expectations.
You better not. I want to see X's in chat for all those who are worried that it's an action combat system.
So
I get an idea.
I'm excited. I like action combat systems.
I do too.
To newcomers who never played the original, we present to you a completely new Final Fantasy and a perfect starting point to explore the world of Final Fantasy VII.
Hunter.
Please welcome Neil Pavone.
Just a little bit.
Manager, Product
I'm
Marketing,
optimistic.
Square-Enix.
I enjoyed 15th system.
Yeah.
はい、
Yeah.
本日はですね、ニールにゲームプレイを紹介してもらいます。
I didn't spend enough
So,
time in
Neil
15.
is here to introduce you and walk you through gameplay.
All right.
Oh, okay, cool.
This is great. I want to see the. Here's the skills. Here's how you do the.
What just happened?
I don't know.
Hybrid gameplay system that merges real-time action with strategic command-based combat. For starters, each press of the square button is a swing of Cloud's Buster Sword. Cloud attacks, dodges, and blocks all in real time. His standard attacks do some damage, but they barely scratch the surface of Cloud's true potential. Succeeding on the battlefield requires much more than just
It looks beautiful.
slashing.
Yeah, the animation
Cloud needs
is
to be tactical.
insane.
He needs ATB.
Active.
2 ATB
Yeah.
bars are displayed
Oh.
in the lower right.
Nice.
These fill up slowly.
What? What? Did it freeze for you guys?
No.
No,
Okay.
mine's.
All right. And refresh.
Always be ATB.
There he goes.
And you have the opportunity to choose actions from the command menu. Katase-san, I've had the pleasure of
this
seeing
is
quite a bit of the
cool.
game, but tactical mode never gets old for me. I could just
I was
sit
worried
here
it was gonna be
all
like,
day long and watch
yeah,
this beautiful
Fallout system
slow
for a
motion
second.
action.
But it looks like it's totally
観客
frozen.
の皆さんね、おそらくね、他の部分ももう少し見たいのではないかと思いますが、
Keeps you engaged, but at the same time,
I think
like
the
why instead of
audience would
waiting
like
for
to
your
see
turn.
more. Isn't that right, everyone?
Yes, we would freaking love to see some more.
Fair enough. Good point. Good point.
Yeah?
Well, once in tactical mode, you can choose to perform various abilities, such as Cloud's Braver attack.
Yeah.
Using an item in battle will deplete an ATB charge, and if Cloud has the right materia equipped and
Oh, that's how it's pronounced.
he can use
Materia.
ATB charges to cast spells. Of course,
That's how I've been
this being
saying
a
it.
remake,
I've never
we're
said
sure
that
to
that way.
see some familiar faces.
Yeah.
With the
How
use
does
of his
how does the
iconic
party
gun
work?
arm, Barrett is able to target enemies at a distance. Barrett's standard attacks generate ATB charges similar to Cloud, but his ability.
Oh, so your standard attack helps generate the ATB.
Switching
Yeah.
between characters in combat is done with a single button press.
So you rotate through.
Party
Yeah.
members, a snap. Speaking of other party members, Katase-san, when are we going to see
I wonder if
Tifa
they
in
do
action?
stuff on their own if you leave them to their own devices.
Are we gonna see
for a
Tifa?
while.
Are we gonna see Tifa?
Maybe soon.
Soon.
All right. Characters will continue to fight even when you're not controlling them directly, but it's up
Soon,
to you
like,
to choose how
now?
and when
Soon, like in
ATB
30
charges are
seconds, or?
used. You can maximize your effectiveness by switching between
This
characters.
is neat.
or
It's
issuing
action with
commands to
the
characters
with a little bit of
full
turn-based.
ATB bars.
Yeah, one of my biggest frustrations about 15 was that I didn't feel like I had a ton of control over the other characters.
As you do damage.
Yeah.
When the gauge is full,
So this could
the
really
enemy
add a
becomes
nice balance
staggered,
for that.
And you'll deal bonus damage. Tactical mode evokes
Oh,
the
bringing in
command
the
selection from
staggered
original
system for
Final
13.
Fantasy VII and allows players to enjoy battle while taking the time to think strategically. For players who prefer
Ah.
fast-paced action, abilities and spells can be bound to shortcuts for immediate execution.
That's fun.
Shortcuts make combat extremely dynamic, but the choice of using them is entirely up to you. Right, Katase-san?
I like that. I like when they give the players the
That's
ability
right.
to
The
kind
game
of.
has been made so that you can choose how to play. I hope players get excited about this.
Level up.
Well, that's a brief introduction to combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we look forward to showing you a whole lot more in the coming months. For now, let's see how Cloud and Barrett do against a more formidable foe.
Okay, they're gonna show the Scorpion boss.
Looks good.
What in the hell?
I love Barrett.
Hey.
I don't. You're in front of it.
But the internals can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
Lightning magic.
Question with dialogue like that is that's really cool until the 15th time they've had that exchange.
Yeah, I wonder if this is unique or if that's like, does he say, should I be worried like 100 times?
Right.
How do we fight this? And it's just you responding with the two resistances every time. Like,
Yeah, thunder.
Time for some hardcore payback.
Yeah, baby. Time for some hardcore payback. Thunder. Going all out. We're gonna hear that a million times.
going all out.
Yeah, going all out.
I'm charging my
Are they
laser.
gonna show us a limit break? Oh man, his bar's filling up. He's not full.
A barrier? Never seen this defense system before.
I don't understand what it's filling based on.
Oh, he's gonna get blasted.
Genius.
Damage,
Hey,
maybe.
what's up, sweetie?
Yeah, he just took a ton of damage and his limit bar like
It's
skyrocketed.
setting.
Clouds it.
Oh, his limit break's almost full. I think they're gonna show the limit.
I think it's gonna be the end of it.
But Maddie thinks it's a cool monster.
We gotta draw in the new generation.
Oh yeah, gotta draw on the new gen. Yeah, right now. There's.
They both have their limit break. Can we
Yeah.
use it together? Oh, Barrett.
Oh. All right, kiddo. It's bedtime. Go get in bed, sweetie. I'll let you watch this tomorrow, okay?
It's so angry at you.
Yeah.
So they've been using their bars.
What's it doing?
It's doing its super move.
What's the super move?
It looks like it's missiles hitting the roof for some reason.
It's right here.
Yeah.
It's on fire, man.
Oh, that is.
Oh, did you see how it like destroyed the environment? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's unique to this fight, but
I love you, sweetie.
I never a super move.
All right, go to bed.
It's really not a super move.
It is. Go to bed, kiddo.
oh,
man.
that's cool.
If I could figure out how to get kids to stay in bed like that, at
Aaron
bedtime,
dove away from
That'd be
you.
super.
that'd be my super move.
Those bars fill back up pretty quick.
His limit's
Yeah,
full.
it seems like you'll be using those a lot.
Are they gonna double limit? Like, is that?
Yeah, they've been doing singles and double. Looks like a double. It's not. It's just a big move. It's not like a limit break.
Have they
They've
cut
been
like
firing off their limit
does
break?
it feel like they've cut some from the fight? Because like if this is a boss fight, this feels like right. You know. Barrett is a limited job, Terrell. I want Ziggy.
Oh.
Focus thrust. Come on, bust it out.
I'm getting stressed.
This looks amazing. On the hole.
I've been pretty concerned about this game, but this gotta be very.
I've been
exciting.
100% going like this game has to like be perfect, or no matter what, like it's like you got to say like why did you bother? You know, because it's like, oh, you killed the nostalgia, you killed the memory. Yeah. Oh, that was
pretty
beautiful.
cool.
Cross slash, baby.
Got 100 gil for that. Crucial. That's what I asked. How much money am I gonna make killing bosses?
What's up, Sadie?
Can I grind the scorpion for some?
Thank goodness that guy's got sunglasses on inside.
There's a hole in your sock?
Which is good now because they're bright laser. It's because
Very bright
he's
lasers.
wearing protective
I was not
eye.
prepared.
Alright, good night.
Just 20 minutes left.
Now we have to run out before the facility explodes.
That'd be a really long run scene if you had 20 minutes.
Well, they give you that, but
Can they show us the climbing up the tower?
that'd be neat.
Can that be E3 next year demo? I guess by E3 next year.
It's
it'll
gonna be.
out.
It should be. It better be out. They said it would be.
Yeah, March 3rd. I don't.
Is it gonna be episodic?
I think so.
Oh, Sephiroth.
Tetsuya Nomura.
And are they gonna release them one at a time, or are we gonna get the whole thing in one big serving?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, man. Like that's where the episodic nature of it could really work out. At the same time, it could be really frustrating.
I thought Hitman's was really cool, where they like basically said keep playing it in different ways.
Katase-san, how do you feel working with Nomura-san once again on Final
I'll be right back,
Fantasy
guys.
VII
Y'all
Remake?
cover it. Let me know what I missed.
彼とはですね、原作の FF7 以降、何作もね一緒にねその後も仕事はしてるんですけども、今作のね再びねディレクション、キャラクターデザイナー、そしてねストーリーとねがっつり組むのはまた久しぶりなのでね、22年前と全く変わらない熱量でね今作でも取り組んでいる姿を見てね、私も正直ね喜んでいます。
Since the original Final Fantasy VII, I've worked with him on many titles, but it has been a while since we've actually had him work so heavily on a project like this, from the direction to character design to the story. And I'm really happy to see him working on this title with the same passion that he had 22 years ago.
The same passion.
Nomura-san, コメントどうぞ。
Exactly the same.
Exactly. It's totally the same.
結構長い間お待たせしましたが、ずっと応援してくださっているファンの皆様、本当にありがとうございました。
He's been pulling all-nighters for 22 years.
そしてですね、皆さん今日初めて
yeah, they only have a handful of translators
画面を
for the Square-Enix
結構
events.
長めに見たと思いますが、おそらく想像してたものとは少し違ったんじゃないかなと思っております。
And the
So first and
14,
foremost,
they have an
I
LA
wanted to
studio, so
send
like
our
they have an
gratitude
LA
to those who have been waiting
business
so
location.
patiently and have been supporting us for such a long time until now. And also, we've taken a look at gameplay right now, and we've fairly showed you a good bit.
でですね、そういうわけなので皆さんぜひ触れてみたいんじゃないかなと思いましてですね。
It's an interesting camera angle.
触ってみたいですか？
I wish we could see this girl's phone.
What's 100%? Who's she texting?
This is really boring right now. The trailer was cool.
What did they say? I missed it.
ということでですね、
Passion has never been
明日から
higher.
開催されます E3 の
You didn't
ですね
miss too much.
スクエアエニックスブースの方で、セブンリメイク
They plan on doing exactly the same level of effort they did 22 years ago.
触れてみてください。
No
I don't know
more
if that's
load.
concerning. Is that good?
Demo kiosks available
Like the game was
at the
great, but I don't know what that
Square-Enix
means for their
booth,
development
so
effort.
I hope you have the opportunity to try it out.
はい。 それではですね、最後に、皆さんにご覧いただきたいものが。
Ooh, 9 remake before 8. That'd be.
昨日はですね。
It's a tough sell. I wouldn't mind an 8 remake.
コンサートの方でショート版のトレーラーを、
9 is good
公
though.
開しましたけ
That's
ど
really
も、
good.
今日はロング版をご用意してますので、ぜひご覧ください。
So finally, there is something that we wanted to show you. Yesterday, we showed you a short version of a trailer at the Final Fantasy VII concert. Today we have a longer version.
A longer version of what?
The trailer.
お願いします。
All right, please take a look.
The first trailer was already so good. So beautiful.
Man, the music, dude, it hits me right in the feels, man.
Little ponytail looks like a small Vieira set of ears.
Crossover confirmed.
Aerith's Vieira confirmed?
They've been connected the whole time. Well, wait, 14 has the live stream. Oh, man, dude. Honestly, it's one of the reasons why I haven't replayed 7. And it's always just like, oh, I heard they're remaking it. Like, I'll wait. I'll wait.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves.
Wait, was that a Jensen from?
Or motorcycle mounts.
Yeah.
That's what we need in 14. If we're getting anything from this.
You think he's a keeper?
Oh my god.
I like the idea that the materia shows on the weapon too.
Yeah, me too.
That's really classy.
You that's the saying. I want to see the model of Red 13.
Oh, dude, yes.
Nothing worth fighting for.
I wonder if they'd go full on like Lion King, just like utterly realistic.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was that first Aerith gameplay?
Yeah.
Tifa.
Oh.
Hey, there's Tifa.
Tifa was in the party like a second ago.
They did. I saw Aerith. I didn't see Tifa.
Immediately after.
Huh.
Not.
When life gives you lemons.
I heard you having second thoughts.
I know we have to think big if we're going to make a difference. But not like this. I
Eggs
feel
and chips.
trapped.
Tifa looks cool.
Yeah.
My turn.
These characters are so good.
Oh man.
There it is. There
Yeah.
it is. There's your soon.
Get going.
Oh my god, the tongue coming out of the church.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, wow.
these environments look amazing.
Knock it out of the park, Square. Knock it out of the park.
Wow.
And that's so beautiful. Look at that boss, dude. Or maybe that's just regular enemy.
Look at
don't
that
know.
standard enemy, that's amazing.
That's standard enemy. I think if they're going for realism, Black Hawk, that it just becomes a little bit unrealistic. Sephiroth! Yes! Oh, dude, look at his eyes!
Run away.
There's that camera angle again.
Yeah.
They love that right over the shoulder.
Hold on to that hatred.
Ooh, I've got chills.
Yes.
I've got chills.
That was great, dude. Yes. I got
It's
chills.
not available until the 303rd day.
The 303rd.
What does that mean?
That's 2021. Mother of pearls.
It's like their Dissidia naming system. I don't know what that means.
Oh my gosh. Am I getting it physically? Never.
Sephiroth's better ride out on a motorcycle right now.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
Ooh, that actually looks really cool.
First class edition.
All they ever show is PlayStation. That's all they ever show. Confirm some crossplay, like from the get-go, please.
Yeah.
What do we
All their
got?
trailers.
Hold on, guys. Something happening. Is this the Life is Strange?
I think
yeah,
it's
Life
the
is
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange. I'm really happy with the time and the attention they put into it. It's not my series, but
yeah, I've never played any of these, but people love them.
I know what happened with you guys in Seattle.
How do you feel?
I like it's all set within the universe, etc.
Ready when you are, young master.
Oh my god, this is so exciting. Oh my gosh.
I love the setting. It's so beautiful, man.
Time to hit the road.
Oh, apparently they've been reviewed really well. Like, yeah, people will definitely love them.
Yeah, people have really enjoyed them.
You got this.
Starting to be able to control his powers.
Are those all streamers?
I hope so.
I don't recognize all of them.
Yeah.
I recognize some of them. They gotta keep cutting Jacksepticeye because he uses a cuss word immediately after. Like, immediately.
I'm really glad I got to meet you.
It's the same for me.
Bro hug.
What a nice dude, man.
Yeah, Octopath Traveler should be coming to Steam. When was that?
It's out on the 7th. It's already out.
Yeah.
If you haven't played it, you got to go play that game.
Daniel!
Yep.
Come on! Run!
I don't know how it plays on Steam, but I would venture to bet that it's anything to the Switch. It's amazing.
Probably wonderful.
Oh, this is gonna be the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I really want to play that one. I still haven't gotten to
Everybody else is allowed to use 3 or 4 words in a row, and Jack's just shouting. That he does.
So intense.
You know, there was somebody though that's scrubbing through Jacksepticeye footage, being like, "I just need 10 seconds, man."
It's just 9 hours of footage.
This game is awesome.
I have 5 minutes of
There's a
clips.
curse word every 2.5 words, man. How did you manage to do this?
8 hours.
Play
and
today.
50 minutes.
Play
This is
today.
trash.
What do we got? What's next?
From ages long
Oh, hold up.
miasma has blanketed.
Oh, yeah. Crystal Chronicles, guys.
I was gonna say, is this Crystal Chronicles?
Crystals keep the deadly
Crystal Chronicles right here.
miasma in check.
Coming
We
to
don't have a
Switch,
release date
multiplayer. This is, yeah, we got a 3-man squad right here. We'll need a 4th to carry the,
These are the chronicles of brave young
to beat the, I won't say it.
I owned this game and never made any progress in it. I was so confused by it as a
You
kid.
have to have, like, 4, it was such a insane setup.
Oh, Bethesda cheers were way louder.
I think Bethesda's cheers were by Bethesda employees.
Yeah, I think they mic'd up a couple of select people.
Hey, can you woo at mobile games? I'll woo at mobile games.
Close at hand, the journey now unfolds
And we're
on
offering
smartphones.
Oh, is it coming to the
jewelry.
phone as
Final
well?
Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered
Oh,
Edition.
that's interesting.
This winter, embark on a
PS4,
new journey
Switch,
once
and
I mean, I
iPhone.
love
and
when they
Google
bring
Play.
full titles.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do
okay.
have a
Octopath Traveler announcement. Hold up.
do you have a phone?
Whoa. Comes to PC. Okay, we know this. Is this an ad in the middle of their thing? Hashtag ad.
You haven't played this.
Is there an announcement here? Is
Coming,
it just...
coming long enough ago that you should feel ashamed. Just buy it already.
Yeah. It's that good.
9.3. What is wrong with you?
Dadgum you, IGN.
I haven't beaten it yet. Maybe the end is crap.
7.5, too much water.
Charming one-of-a-kind title could be said of a lot of games.
This is our chance.
Still able to be purchased.
Yeah.
Oh, download now.
Yeah, it came out on the 7th. Like
Oh, I
it's-
thought you were saying July 7th.
No,
That's
June
hilarious.
7th. It's
That
out
was an
now.
ad.
That was an ad in the middle of the presentation. I'm glad they talked about it.
I was gonna hope it was like spinning into a sequel, and I was gonna be like, "What?"
So, what would you guys sacrifice for power? Hey, is this coming to console? Because it's the why am I drawing a blank? Last Remnant Remastered. They brought it to PC, and this is Last Remnant. So I wonder if it's coming to console now.
PS4, Xbox
Yeah.
One. It'd be great on
If
Switch.
it's-
I'd love to play it on Switch.
Oh man, Switch would be perfect.
Where is it?
Where are you going?
Where is it?
Yeah, we know. We know it's remastered.
I don't think we're all at the same moment in time.
Oh, available today.
Oh, a
Nice.
Switch.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you. That was fun.
Wow. So that's the day one drop right there.
That's the day one drop. Yeah, because they already dropped another game like the Octopath, so it's like download
Octopath
today.
last week.
Okay.
We misread the dates. We thought our presentation was on the 7th.
They moved E3. It's not our fault.
It's better. It's the one. The
Dragon Quest Builders?
builder of a game. It's
2.
Dragon Quest Builders.
That game's fun. I still prefer keyboard and mouse for building games than. I just found that the Switch controls started to hurt my hands after a while.
That worships destruction has outlawed the building.
But I did enjoy it.
Of all things and captured the builders.
And captured the build. Oh, and murdered them.
Seems to be lost until you, a young apprentice builder, manages to
Captured him
escape
and
the
then
clutches of
executed
evil.
him brutally.
Washed up on the deserted shores of the Isle of Awakening, and with the help of your spirited and mysterious companion,
Yeah, this one's actually multiplayer. So I skipped Dragon Quest Builders 1 because I was like, oh, it's just a single player. I was like, okay. But then Builders 2 is multiplayer, so I was like, might pick this up. Might be fun to see if Maddie kind of gets into it.
And discover your true potential as a master builder.
Yay!
There is a land of adventure with many islands offering unlimited building combinations.
Unlimited?
You will have to master
You heard it here.
crafting skills on each island, with more to do and even more to create.
Bigger.
Everything in Dragon Quest Builders 2 is much, much bigger.
I like the announcer.
Build huge structures in a larger world.
Yeah.
with more
He's got just the right amount of
than
enthusiasm.
ever before.
Yeah.
And with a little help from the eager islanders.
Actually, that was kind of cool with the whole like pyramid structure building. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been a huge time lapse if you were watching the pace at which I got to be building.
And spectacular castles. Dive into the water.
Said, Chris, we're gonna pay you to build a pyramid for us. Awesome. And then we're gonna speed it up. We're gonna take that 2 weeks and show it in 3 seconds.
Uh-oh. It's so easy.
Oh.
Battle.
But beware. Monsters roam.
It's super fun.
Will need to be dispatched with
I love Dragon Quest. If they announce Dragon Quest X coming to the United States finally, which is an MMO, that'd be amazing.
I was wondering if that was going to come up in our pre-show. I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, I did. Well, I mean, I think about it so often that it's like, I mean, but PSO2, man. So anything's possible in my mind.
Work together with your villagers to till soil, plant seeds, and raise a multitude of crops.
If they spend another 10 minutes on this, I'm really going to be
Customize
frustrated.
the way you build your fields to support the kind of crops you'll grow.
It's like,
Harvest
all right, guys.
Somebody comes out and it's like, and now we're going to show you.
It's not like Minecraft. It's, I mean, it's a little like Minecraft, but it's more like, gosh, what's the name of that game? Shadowdew Forest?
Projects require big help.
Do something.
You and 3 friends can team up online to build anything you can imagine.
The downside is that you're still using Switch Online, which no matter what, like I'm really hopeful that maybe Xbox Live really kind of solves some of those problems.
It's a basic version of Minecraft, but
Yeah, Switch Online right now is in a bad place.
I mean, last year they dragged it out on Kingdom Hearts. Every presentation was like, and Kingdom Hearts.
And Kingdom Hearts. And we're going to show you 10 more seconds and then hype it at the end. Already to be fair, this year's presentation is by far better than last year's. Like immediately, I'm already just having fun.
That's great.
Excellent.
Oh wow.
Playable on June 27th.
Okay.
If you have some spare time before Shadowbringers drops.
Well, while the servers are offline.
A day.
Oh yeah, Dragon Quest XI, baby. Best game I've like.
There it is.
My game of the year last year. Like it's so effing amazing.
We saw this exact trailer last year, right? When did we see?
Yeah,
this?
but this is running on the Switch, and you can play in classic, kind of view. I'm gonna play it in the classic style because I already beat it in the normal, so I'm gonna play it in that style.
Let's do this.
The backing of the full orchestra. That's better. That's good. That's one of the big complaints people had.
I don't know why they'd advertise for 14. I think 14 Studios is doing just fine in the press right now.
They need to touch on it. If they don't touch on 14, it's going to feel like they don't believe in it, which they do.
What about the Stadia stuff?
That would be a really good announcement.
Raider in 15.
But 14 would be a really touching thing if it goes Xbox or if it goes Stadia. Like it's like to a new platform, right? That would be that would be good.
Yeah, we waited till everybody already pre-ordered it on their existing platforms to announce it's coming to Xbox. Sorry.
I would get it on Xbox. Yeah, it'd be good. Available this fall. No release date. I'm getting it. I'm gonna get that game for sure.
I still
How many pictures on the wall? Can we see the whole thing?
Can we count?
Yeah, like how many announcements?
They're all foggy until we zoom in.
Yeah, I know.
So use it as spoilerific.
Thanks. Provided a range of services to any developers across the world, including crowdfunding. Our first game was released 2016.
Where is this going?
This is it's their indie highlight reel because they're a publisher. So a lot of people have been kind of doing this, and so the Turing Test, Black the Fall, Children of Zodiacs, Tokyo Dark. Yeah, this is like the Xbox like highlight reel. Like, okay, we've got all these other, kind of like awesome, cool games.
Well, they were about to go in for the real thing.
That's when she stabs her. I like the music.
I know. Can I just like get this as like a background for every video?
Your stream.
The orchestra.
Coming up next in 2020.
Oh, that's pretty.
Hello everyone, this is Carolina.
Alberto, I'm Carlos Mastretta.
These in-game graphics are insane.
We're a family of motorsport fans from Mexico.
They've never been
We're the
real.
founders of Original Fire Games.
Over the last few decades, we have seen a fascinating evolution in racing games. And nowadays, you can drive almost any type of car on amazing recreations of the best tracks in the world.
However, we believe it's time to try something different. We want to do this by reviving a style that pioneered racing games decades ago.
Oh, now I froze.
Our game mixes top-down racing with a classic sharp arcade look and tactile
How many audio?
physics,
Oh, it's back.
which brings together
Oh, so is everybody? Just
Yeah.
No, I'm good. It kept me going. So I had my glitch earlier.
Delighted to share this moment with you.
So I could have easily glitched during this and not 7, but whatever.
Join us for the ride and see you again soon.
Those crazy lines across the screen are part of the stream, right?
I'm not having any crazy lines.
They're gone now. They were there earlier.
Okay.
Visually, this is very cool. It reminds me of Micro Machines and being a kid.
I was gonna say it's gonna be one of those top-down racers where you see the whole track and you've got to kind of.
Steam, Xbox One, Switch. Yeah, great.
All right.
It's got crossplay. I'm in. Okay, we're getting points for murdering people. Oh, it's Nazis. Then it doesn't count. They're good.
Yeah, Wolfenstein showed us that if there is no amount of violence or anything you can do to Nazis where it's not only okay but to be praised.
Yes, yes. That RC Pro-Am is what that one gave me kind of the feels of.
Test your skills in domination, capture the flag, or
Is this the game that came out recently? Has been like super popular, like with the crowd that loves the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
I have no idea.
No, my little brother would know. I wonder if he's watching.
It says world-renowned tournaments. You can't fake that. If you haven't heard of it, it's only you. It's 6.5 billion copies distributed.
Well, what was that game at Crossfire? It's like 650 million players, doubled out of the whole United States population. Like, man, I am out of the loop, guys.
I missed that one. Oh, look, Yoshi's up there.
What is this game? It feels like I'm watching like an old school Call of Duty or something.
I think it's
Let's off Steam. All these guns look the same.
Now we're talking about the guns of the game. Like, this is World War II. Yeah.
with a range of environments to test your skills in, and a variety
So
of
I guess
weapons at your
here's the
disposal.
challenge.
Players are
You've
tuned
got
and compete.
a first-person shooter that throws back to the old style of first-person shooters. How do you sell it at E3?
Available now.
Battalion? Okay. 1944. I've heard of that, I think.
I don't
it's
know.
now on Steam.
Shroud's been super into.
Okay. Whoosh. Square-Enix music. Cool.
Her name was Tifa.
Oh my god, it is.
Little details.
Oh wait, you just swiped on to Xanderkin. What do you?
This is funny.
Yeah, but her choices are questionable right now, right?
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 6. All right.
Oh, 6.
I actually did see this the other day.
Yeah. Streaming services. Yeah, they did that. They did that. It's on Spotify and stuff like that. So
they've even got some 11 up there.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's awesome. I went through, listened to just like a ton of.
We'll put it on Pandora and let it just show up randomly. On somebody.
Somebody listened to 2020 pop, and then all of a sudden,
Disney. Oh, don't forget, we have Kingdom Hearts 3. I wonder if this is gonna be some DLC.
Oh no!
It's useful. Told ya. So how'd it go? The world tour. Okay, maybe a music concert? In an awful way, I realize just how necessary I am. Okay. I'm gonna. My plan is after I get kind of through Shadowbringers and get all my stuff worked on. I think I'm gonna try to pick up Kingdom Hearts for me and Maddie this summer. Now that she'll be 5, I think she'll have a little easier time with it. Zigbar, who are you? I'm Zigbar.
All right.
It doesn't make a difference to me anyway.
For some reason, the first part I read that, I didn't think it said Dome. I thought it said Diablo. I'll just keep playing Diablo.
That'd be a twist. Yoshi P wants to make Diablo 4. By the way, we partnered with Blizzard and we're making Diablo 4.
Kingdom Hearts character. I'm gonna go play Diablo. You save the world.
DLC for Kingdom Hearts.
Coming this winter.
So they're telling me that I should wait.
Please welcome
Shadowbringers.
Naoki Yoshida.
Yeah, Yoshi P.
Final Fantasy 14 Online.
Xbox. Oh, I love that music, bro.
He's gonna be breasted. Some crazy.
Switch and Xbox. How effing insane would that be? Guys, be warned. It will be bad.
My name is Naoki Yoshida.
4th yellow confirmed.
And director of Final Fantasy 14. 今日はですね、すいません、短い時間ですが、僕からはいよいよこの7月2日
He looks more rested. The media tour. Much tired. Like he'd been traveling country to country to country, taking 8 hours of
We'd like
interviews.
to take a little bit of your time to show off Shadowbringers Final Fantasy 14's 3rd expansion pack, which
Wait,
is
expansion's coming out?
July the 2nd.
Didn't know.
2013年に新生オルゼアレルムリボーンが発売されてから6年が経ちました。
Surprise, it's coming out today.
なんと世界で
Yeah.
累計登録アカウント数
You can actually access it right now.
なんとこのですね、漆黒のヴィランズの
Community would be
前にして
furious.
有料会員
Mother.
数
I don't even have it updated. Cancel the stream, God.
全て世界中のプレイヤー光の戦士の皆さんのおかげで
Wait, I wouldn't cancel stream. I'd just go start playing.
You just switched.
Are you guys not live?
I'm already 72. What do you?
Registered users. Plus, we have reached the highest number of active subscribers in history.
Yay.
In history.
For the launch of Shadowbringers.
All of it.
This is all thanks to our players, our warriors of light.
I like how she did clarify in its history. Like, what other game's history are we talking about?
Games.
このシャドーブリンガーズではですね、拡張パッケージにとどまらない新作 RPG1 本分のボリュームとそしてゲーム体験をお届けしたいと思います。
We view Shadowbringers as more than a simple expansion pack, but as a new game filled with volume and gameplay experiences that are comparable to a brand new standalone RPG title.
また新ジョブであるガンブレーカー、それから踊り子、新種族のロスガルとビエラなど、これからファイナルファンタジー14を始める皆さんにも多数の新規の要素が用意されています。
That's from I think that's
so many new elements
what's
in
the
the game
guy
for
who
those
does
who have yet
Nier?
to play Final Fantasy 14,
Like he wears that like moon hat or something like that.
And the dancer,
I don't know why
two
it's
new
escaping
playable
me.
races, the Frothgar and the
This
Vera.
is a summary. Please get to something awesome.
ぜひ Final Fantasy
I guess it's not fair. A
シリーズの
lot of
最新
people
作
don't
と
know
して
this information.
Final Fantasy 7 リメイクの発売
That's a good point. I'm watching it.
I'm
Like,
sorry, I follow this game religiously.
We're excited to bring
quote
Shadowbringers as the latest
from the book of
installment in the Final
Brian.
Fantasy franchise for our fans to enjoy. At least until 2020 March
Ah, yes.
3rd,
Thank you.
when Final Fantasy 7 Remake comes out.
それではいよいよ7月2日、ローンチとなりますが、この場で世界初公開となるその漆黒のヴィランズのローンチトレーラーをご覧いただこうと思います。
As Trevor was saying, Yoko Taro's is who you're thinking of, Brian.
Thank you.
Of the launch trailer for Shadowbringers releasing on July the 2nd.
Please take a look.
Love it.
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book.
So yeah, this is the story teaser trailer.
Pray tell, did we last have a dark night? Over 100 bleeding years ago. That's
Wow.
when.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
That was the last time anybody got to cast Protect.
What Urianger saw was the future.
Oh, so if Urianger saw the future. I love the enemies, dude. I cannot wait for people to go walk around this world. It's amazing.
You get to fight wicker baskets.
Oh, I stuttered again. But that was I lost audio. It's back though.
Oh, it's back.
It's getting some creepy Full Metal vibes there. That
voice beckons the warrior of light.
The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years.
I'll tell you, the game is brighter than this, guys.
I was gonna say, is it gonna be in this like vignette?
If they put a solid filter on this.
How many times? Many times. I've cast Protect.
I've been leveling my white mage through PvP, so
That's Volthree.
you're just gonna die anyway.
Sin Eaters are part of Yulmor's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Truth must be known. Gunblade!
This world is beyond saving. Like those who try to save it.
Gunblade looks good.
This world has had its
Sierra looks good.
So is he over on the first?
I mean, that's what.
Well, that
they
makes
said
sense that they could
first.
travel too, right? Like it's not just, you know.
So they going back to fix that? Is that?
Oh, that looks insanely awesome.
everything we did. Everything we gave.
Seeing lots of Viera.
What was it for?
Where's my lion?
The time has come.
No! It's cutting out.
Not now.
To shatter the tyranny. Become what you must.
How many years have I waited for this moment?
Become the warrior of darkness.
To the one possessed of her blessing. For you.
It's a pretty cool trailer.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Looks amazing.
Through prayer
I would play
and
it.
sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard. But it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Hydaelyn are not gods. But
They are gods after a fashion, yes. The eldest and most powerful
What?
of primals.
Oh.
That could be an interesting new direction.
Oh. Yeah, I'm with that guy in the audience. The eldest and most powerful of primals. So held into belief by us, I guess.
Do we get to kill Hydaelyn Savage?
But how does that work with the whole multiverse thing?
The whole room got so quiet. Wait, what?
Oh, we took a dark turn.
All right.
Is
No
this-
other announcement from them on that?
It's the new machinist.
I was gonna say
The room went from cheering to quiet at the end.
Yeah.
Like they just
The whole the fact that, I mean, he could be lying, but you know, that just that revelation alone, because then that means we've been tempered.
the fact that somebody
We've
believes
been
it.
tempered by Primal, by Hydaelyn, and the Ascians have been tempered by Zodiac. And if you guys remember what happens when you get tempered, right? You know, it's like you can't, like, that's all, like,
you're obsessive. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing.
you're done.
You see nothing else.
And so, if
That'd be
but if
interesting
we
if that's
become
what
the
we could
dark
be.
warrior of darkness, that must be insanely painful, and that must then mean that there might be a cure for tempering.
That would explain why we couldn't be tempered by other things, like the Echo is just tempered.
Well, exactly.
Interesting. That's an interesting approach. That'd be kind of cool.
Right. I was like, the whole time that looked like Dying Light. I didn't know that was published by Square. Okay. I learned something today.
Yeah, was it? Was that Dying Light? It was Dying Light 2 the whole
Yeah,
time?
that was Dying Light. And I was like, the whole time I'm thinking this looks like Dying Light, but I didn't want to say it because I was like, all right. But I didn't know that was published by Square. That's awesome.
Visually looked really cool. Dying Light 1, one of my biggest detractors was that everything looked kind of the same. It was really beautiful, but like all the same. Wait. Oh.
Romancing Saga 3. Never played the Romancing Saga series.
I didn't either, but I've heard it come
beautiful.
up a lot.
Looks beautiful. Rah, I'm a dragon. Looks very Final Fantasy-esque.
when a boss is just the same pixel drawing scaled up.
Yeah. Your choices matter. Wait a minute.
Let it open it wider.
Every playthrough, a new adventure, a new perspective, a new lobster, a new hero. Saga Scarlet Grace Ambitions.
Looks like a phone game.
With how the UI's there at the bottom, yeah. Right, but the fact that, like, I know that's what I'm referring to with Ifrit saying we're all Hydaelyn's thralls, that we didn't believe Hydaelyn to be, you know, a primal. Yeah, they haven't showed Avengers yet.
That'd be a cool way to, like, scientifically explain
Vita.
the Echo.
Vita support.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Vita.
Done seeing Vita support.
Did they just zoom in on the
on somebody's camera
watching this?
recording the record? Like, I'm sure
Look
there's
at the
going to be an
ISO.
on-demand way about this, buddy.
Final Fantasy.
Somebody's being a little too artistic.
Yeah.
Enjoyed by fans the world over, has surpassed 39 million downloads.
Right
Yeah,
before this
man,
went
like,
live.
as much as we rag on
Now,
phones, like,
Square
39
Enix
million
proudly
players is
presents the
amazing.
international reveal of a new title born from the FFBE universe.
Available today.
War of the Visions.
Oh.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. These two titles, FFBE and War of the Visions, will be
I
the
think
pillars of the
War of the
growing
Visions
world
is like a
of Locus.
tactics style.
It looks tactics-y. Like War of the Lions, War of the Visions, you know?
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Yeah.
This is the story of Ardora, a continent of Lapis.
Very
Tiny
tactics-esque,
spark here
guys.
ignites the
Yeah,
flames that
yeah.
will embroil the entire continent in conflict.
It would make sense that they're going to put it on phones with almost 40 million players over there.
A conflict later spoken of as the War of the Visions.
Oh, I'm getting a tactics feel. And it, please, more than just phone. Please, more than just phone. Please, more than just phone.
Leonis, not
as well as
Lioness.
twin princes.
Look at the art direction.
It
The Great Western Kingdom, governed by a policy of peace.
It looks just like it.
And wise king.
In a good way.
Gorgeous.
Fennis, where the king of the savages has organized the barbarian tribes into Ardora's
King of the Savages is kind of mean. I mean,
She's she's popping.
The Great Eastern Kingdom, over which reigns
This also has a very God of War feel. Westeros.
Crystal Sanctum, a religious city-state with believers throughout Ardora.
The Crystal Sanctum.
One who
oh, you can
claims to
tell
be
he's evil because
The
his
one who
eyes
claims
hang
to be
below.
God.
each burden with its own dignity. Thus is the curtain
Oh,
drawn
look at
on a
that.
struggle in
Nah.
which the fate
Oh.
of nations rests.
Come on.
All is for one's homeland.
Come on, Switch.
Switch. Switch, switch, switch.
War of the Visions. Final Fantasy. Brave Exvius.
Oh.
They didn't buy Sony's time slot. Sony didn't want it. Sony barely showed up last year. They played a Spider-Man trailer.
Smartphone. Here's War Judgment. And Bulletstorm. Comes the newest RPG.
Yeah, it's a great Spider-Man. It wasn't Sony exclusive.
This is that new IP.
The Spider-Man was Sony exclusive.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was coming to Xbox later. It just had it first.
If that happened, that'd be cool, but
I thought it was
Sony
coming to
paid for
Xbox later. I'm wrong.
Beautiful.
It was still a lot to focus on one game.
Not actual gameplay footage, but very cool. Oh.
I don't know why I thought it was coming to Xbox later.
Well, because the publisher also has published games on Xbox, but they tend to be more of a second party in nature, where their development is like, okay, you're gonna do this. Outriders.
So that was the new IP that I heard about.
Outriders.
Huh.
It was
still
creepy.
like, it was still like 20 minutes of the same game.
Scott,
Wow,
Ziggy, Raisin, Armadillo,
Next summer.
Armado, Scrap, Geo, thanks for subscribing to the channel.
Summer.
Next summer, they said?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, summer 2020.
Please welcome Sebastian Wojciechowski, studio head.
I'm glad they
People
said
can
that.
Fly.
Oh, I guess they're going to talk more about Outriders. Yeah, it looks really cool.
All right.
It's
Good evening, ladies and
still a
gentlemen.
long way out.
I'm Sebastian Wojciechowski,
Yeah.
studio head of People Can Fly.
That kind of feels like Square
Studio
Enix.
behind Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment. Yeah, any Bulletstorm fans in the house? All right.
Did you guys play
Wow,
Bulletstorm?
Let me tell
No.
you, it feels great to be here and feels amazing.
I remember
to
watching
be
a lot of
able to
trailers for it.
Finally announce Outriders. I'd like to thank the team at People Can Fly. You guys are amazing, and I know that some of you are watching this live, even though it's 4 a.m. in the morning in Poland, so make a noise for them, please.
I love the like, aww.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
And
put
of
them in
course,
timeout.
Square-Enix for the help and support as we work together on this exciting new IP. You know, over the past few years, People Can Fly has grown to over 200 developers and 4 studios across Poland, the UK, and most recently the US to bring you what is our most ambitious shooter to date.
So it's a shooter.
To present more of our vision,
And why would you hire the people that did those games to not do a shooter?
From our game director, Bartek Mita. So thanks a lot. More on Outriders this winter.
I haven't seen anything on 11.
11 feels like a really big moment if they're going to announce anything about it. Like, it feels like because it'd be silly to come out and be like, oh, 11.
Call it, like, right before. Keep it as quiet as possible.
Oh, by the way, 11's coming to Switch. And
11, the mobile remake. We haven't, like, they says it's going.
It's what we do.
Yeah, right.
Outriders draws on all our experience from all our previous titles. It's a game we wanted to make for a very long time.
Yeah, 11 on Switch would be amazing.
We describe
be so cool, but I don't know. They have to get it all play online.
They have to, the UI, like, there's a lot of work that they'd have to do into it.
Yeah.
By that, I
don't know how long this is.
Experience with a strong story.
They said it's a longer presentation. Last year was like 30 minutes, and it was like, all right.
We want to tell a complete story.
11 in VR would be amazing.
We are building a shooter.
Has it been an hour?
Powerful gunplay.
It is
incredible weaponry.
9 o'clock, so they started at.
And a hostile.
They started at
8:30. No, it started at 8, so it's been an hour.
Many hours in.
They've shown us a lot.
We know Avengers is coming at some point.
They
so
haven't
I think
even
as soon
talked
as we
about
see
Avengers. Like, there's.
Epic Games.
Yes, we
I mean,
did
I guess
Avenger. Average.
I can't assume that.
Is a 1-2.
I can't imagine
it's amazing.
Drop in, drop out, co-op shooter. In our game, you will create your own Outrider.
I can't imagine.
And journey across the hostile planet of Enoch in search of the source of a mysterious signal. It's a pretty dark and unforgiving world. And yes, there is a lot more depth to the game.
That 14 story trailer will get pushed to YouTube. I can pretty much guarantee that.
That 14 story trailer was perfect.
That was really cool.
I have not played any out of stories.
That is such a. It was so. It really gave me, like, I have a feeling, at least from a story narrative, this story will resonate more than Heaven's Word did. Like, that's the expectation I'm having on it, to be fair or to be not fair to the
They've built it up really well.
Well, I mean,
and
I hate knocking on Stormblood, but it felt like Stormblood was necessary to get to Shadowbringers, you know? And the story was fine.
Is the foundation of our way of life.
Reincarnation is the foundation of our life.
We celebrate the lives we've been given.
This feels like kind of their Tokyo RPG Factory.
For the next.
So Tokyo RPG Factory, kind of they make these kind of classic RPGs.
And causes the dead to stray. Indeed, there is no greater affront to reincarnation. So we turn our grief to joy.
Yeah, sure.
As we send off the dead.
What is this?
This is, I think, a Tokyo RPG Factory game. Like, they do these interesting kind of stories.
Those who held back their tears
yeah, this is what this is. I don't remember what it's called, but they'll show the name soon. I don't think it's Vagrant, but I could be wrong.
The duty that falls to the Watchers. The Watchers sever the bonds that tie the lost to this world. And send them off.
Kind of reminds me of the themes of like I Am Setsuna and stuff.
Yeah, that's the same team that made it.
Is it the same
yeah, same
team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tokyo RPG Factory is what the team is for Square. So they kind of focus in on these, like, you know, because they want to make those classic '90s RPGs, and so
yeah, with like a morally questionable dilemma as the core.
This is the story of one Watcher.
Am I saying Oninaki?
Yeah, that sounds right. All right.
Oh.
Yeah, Oninaki. Yeah.
They actually look pretty cool.
No,
August 22nd.
right now it's running good. Oh, is it frozen on YouTube?
August 22nd. Looks good to me. Yeah, the YouTube
fans have been waiting.
Final Fantasy VIII Remaster. Or
wow.
Final Fantasy VIII, yeah. Thank you. This looks good.
I never thought that.
This looks great.
I never thought we'd get this.
Oh, I was like, they have to. Arrives remastered for this generation. So it's not like a remake, but it's still remastered. Thank you. Oh yeah. With the gunblade, with a lot of, like, I was like, how could they not? How could they keep 8 out of all of that?
I played the 8 demo so many times.
It still doesn't feel like they haven't redone those scenes for widescreen. So just FYI, it's still 4:3.
That's a good point.
That's the beginning of this trailer.
Well, the game is widescreen, but like they're not going to redo these FMV. You know.
Well, 9 was like that too, though, wasn't it?
I haven't actually replayed 9 yet.
I think that's how they did it for 9.
It makes sense, right? I mean, it's like if you're going to do that much work, like, yeah, yay! Yes, I'm really happy about that. Coming 2019, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, Steam, perfect. That's fantastic. Thank you, Square.
That is awesome.
We've been asking for more things too, Square. So
there's other things we've been asking for.
Is this Avengers? Yeah,
I think it might be.
That's Avengers.
Yeah,
that's Avengers.
About time.
Is this the finale? Is this what they're gonna end on?
I don't know.
I don't know how long their time slot is.
I don't know why the talking volume is so low and the music is so high.
I know.
They don't look like the actors.
No, nothing. So they couldn't get those rights, I guess.
They don't look like the actors at all.
I don't know what that would cost, Chris. So
it must be comic book adaptation.
I'm just saying, it's an awful big franchise.
There's the Hulk. Hulk out, buddy. Oh, they didn't show him transition. They just showed him fall. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I don't think the people with that.
Is this multiplayer? Oh wow, they've already done. They've now delivered on what Anthem promised.
Maybe this is the new Anthem.
Yeah.
They just slid to the end of the square.
Did you just throw Mjolnir at like a casual soldier?
Yeah.
The guy is dead.
Yeah. I don't care that they have the actors. I do not care. As long as the voice acting and the animation's good, then it's awesome. Because you're talking about big Hollywood actors, and if they want to keep supporting the game, financially it makes no sense. Unless like they put that into their contract. Like Captain America's not gonna, you know, like I don't know. Like you got,
I guarantee they have those rights. We'll pay you, but it's not negotiable. You're going to be in anything we want you to be in.
So I'm going to say something controversial. I'm not excited to play as Black Widow when the Black Widow scene. They showed some amazing Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America gameplay, and then Black Widow.
Is this multiplayer? Please tell me it's multiplayer. Is Tony Stark's beard not like Tony Stark's beard, like in the comics? I don't know.
A little grizzlier.
That's awesome.
Call them murderers.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was
Is that Nolan North? Is Nolan North Iron Man?
Well, we all lost something that day.
Yeah, I don't think it looks as realistic as some of the other games they've shown today.
But that's not how this story ends.
This looks amazing. I'm sorry, like anybody, like I'm really interested in this.
Okay.
I'm really excited.
I mean, I can't believe we haven't had a successful
movie tie-in game.
3D Avengers game, or yeah, like we've had, like the Marvel, the top-down.
Coming.
I'd like to see some more gameplay
Probably
there
coming. Yeah. Oh yeah. I would love to see some
Please
gameplay
welcome
and details.
Sean Eskai, creative director.
I think some of those
Crystal
over-the-shoulder
Dynamics,
shots were
and Bill
gameplay,
Rosen,
but like we
Vice
saw it for like
President
half a
and
second.
creative
Right.
Director,
Like, how does it
Marvel
feel to
Games.
play? Like, I don't want to play.
Right.
I don't want to be playing a movie.
Am I transitioning between these characters on the fly? Is it all story-based for like?
I want it to be multiplayer. Multiplayer means we're playing through and we're the Avengers.
Yeah, BP Vest. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is what I was thinking.
It's a cool shirt.
Thanks, guys, for the 84 thumbs up. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
We are incredibly excited to reveal Marvel's Avengers to the world.
I always like when I do a shout out. Someone's like, and thumbs down, mofo.
Crystal Dynamics and Marvel began collaborating
you reminded
on
me.
an
I
original
hate
Avengers game.
I forgot to click that today. Thank you.
Action adventure with cinematic storytelling. A game where we as players can experience in both single player and co-op what it's like to be
He said and co-op.
mightiest
Yeah,
heroes.
that makes me happy.
That's good.
Do I have any true believers
You
in the house?
it was so casual. It didn't even register for that.
Awesome. Because you will instantly recognize your favorite superheroes and villains, but you'll also see that they're unique to this game, as this is Crystal's interpretation of these iconic characters.
Interesting.
Our story begins at A-Day, as San Francisco celebrates the opening of the Avengers West Coast headquarters. And the team's custom helicarrier, outfitted with a strange.
I was really expecting Keanu Reeves to show up.
Yeah, I just saw Kippy's
However, the day turns deadly when an attempt to steal this new technology.
I've never seen one of the
results in
Avengers
massive
movies,
destruction.
but I'm really excited.
Blamed
I like that somebody
tragedy,
thumbs down
the
and then they
Avengers
took it
are
away.
outlawed,
Thank you
and
for
our
whoever you were.
heroes
5 years later, a horrific evil threatens the world, and our only hope is to reassemble Earth's
I just realized,
mightiest heroes.
where's Hawkeye?
You'll play as your favorite Avengers in an all.
He's
not one of the symbols either.
He's on the farm, man.
He can't fly. You know how long it's going to take him to run over there?
Black Widow's in there. What you doing?
About
Catching a
losing
ride.
what matters to you most and fighting to get it back.
Yeah! Yeah!
Okay, that's the elevator pitch.
Okay.
Bring it home, guys.
Where's Hawkeye?
Yeah, thank you.
Nick Fury DLC.
Most importantly, this is a story about self-acceptance in the face of adversity.
Just going
About
on.
embracing our individual powers and learning that together we are mighty.
Where's Hawkeye? Where's Hawkeye?
We just gotta get into it.
Can we
now.
get some Where's Hawkeye in chat?
You'll lead the team as the legendary super soldier, Captain America.
Okay.
You'll call down the lightning as the Asgardian god of thunder, Thor.
Okay.
You'll pick up the kids from
Channel the
daycare
anger
as
of
the,
scientist
as the
Bruce
mighty
Banner
Hawkeye.
by unleashing the Hulk. You'll gather intel and strike swiftly.
Ain't the
as
world's
ultimate
best dad
tactical
bod.
spy,
Hashtag Where's
Black
Hawkeye?
Widow.
Where's Hawkeye?
And finally, you'll blast through the sky as
The good news is,
charismatic
guys,
Tony
we're
Stark,
trending.
known to the wider world as the Armored Iron Man.
The bad news is we're trending under the hashtag Where's Hawkeye?
Where's Hawkeye?
To bring this incredible story to life, we've assembled an all-star cast. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Cool. I mean, the voice actors never look like the.
I knew it was Nolan North as freaking Tony Stark.
Avengers assembled. Who are you people again?
Hi, I'm Troy Baker, and I play Bruce Banner.
Hi, I'm Jeff Shine, and I play Captain America.
Hi, I'm Travis Willingham, and I play Thor.
I wish.
Hi, I'm Laura Bailey, and I'm playing Black Widow.
Hi, I'm Nolan North, and I play Tony Stark.
I wish they had
There's
Robert
certain characters I
DiMaggio,
don't think you ever have to
like
be,
the voice of Bender and
talked into. You know, so we'd like to have you play Tony Stark Iron Man. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, Troy Baker and Nolan North. I
Everybody
never
always
expected
portrays
those
him
two.
as this super confident character. And I
What an
think it's a
interestingly
mask
unique casting.
for him. I think he's one of the most vulnerable
TP says
guys.
Hawkeye.
I
Who
think
does
Bruce
phone?
is just such a cool character.
A lot of people are really quick to bring out the big green, but I think that Bruce is a super complex character. He's fun, and I've never played him before.
What is very
I've
relatable
never played
about
him before.
Natasha
That's
is
so vague.
Laura Bailey is pretty sweet, though.
How many characters have you
but
not
she's
played?
At the core, she's human. She's surrounded by all of this larger-than-life stuff, and she has to step up to it.
I feel like Thor got
True.
really interesting in the last 10 or 15
I think the
years.
Captain America
For
guy is
me,
the only name I didn't
like
recognize.
Where he's kind of landed in the public eye, you know.
One of the things I think is cool about Cap
is I never feel like he necessarily wants to be a leader. He accepts that he is. I feel like sometimes the best leaders are the ones who don't necessarily want to be, but they're right for the job.
Having an original story to tell as well.
Yeah, I'm happy they're doing an original story.
Is great, so
not like fitting into the cinematic.
The Avengers are at their best.
Yeah, those tie-ins are always kind of tough.
But the chemistry
to do well.
Oh yeah, that's why it's like just tell a great story.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Can't wait for you to be able to play the game, but right now, you don't have to wait for some exclusive content.
You can give us money right now.
Yeah. 5 years after A-Day.
Do the Avengers pose a danger to society? That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Did you even check the science? Did you check
It was a
the science?
heist, Bruce.
No.
We were outsmarted.
The Terrigen reactor was unstable, and you knew that, and you still paraded it before the entire world.
So what? We just give up?
We didn't give up, Tony. We failed. At least I can admit that. We failed him. We failed him.
Maybe that's what happened to Hawkeye.
Yeah, maybe that's what.
Please welcome Scott Amos, Head of Studio, and Megan Marie, Senior Community and Social Media Manager, Crystal Dynamics.
Thanks, Sparta.
Sparta's quick.
Hello,
That's why he's the man.
You've just seen a high-level view of the cinematic and character-driven campaign of Marvel's Avengers. But launch is only the beginning of this adventure.
Games as a service, single
Marvel's
player.
Avengers
They already
delivers a
confirmed
narrative
multiplayer.
over multiple years, with exciting new content released at a regular basis.
That's awesome.
Like the Avengers,
Yeah, I wonder what
you
that
and your friends are stronger together. You'll assemble into teams
Stronger
of up to
together.
4 players.
Anthem upgraded.
Looks an awful lot like Anthem.
Where you can
It's
master
the same
extraordinary
camera
abilities.
angle with.
Where you can customize a growing roster of heroes and defend the Earth from ever-escalating threats.
Oh, it sounds so much
Oh,
like
yeah.
Anthem.
Oh, yes. And to make sure everyone comes on this journey with us, we're incredibly thrilled to announce that every new superhero and every new region will be delivered at no additional cost.
What?
But you will pay for the booster upgrades.
Yeah, they're gonna.
The ion thrusters.
Yeah, growing roster of
Hulk
heroes.
pants.
More
So our promise to the community is that we won't have random loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's Hulk's upgrade path?
Yeah.
What's his talent tree?
This game represents
Bigger.
a collaboration across Crystal Dynamics,
Just gets bigger. Bigger.
Later shorts.
Marvel Games, I know you're out here.
He starts by just turning green in his original size.
These guys are here.
Gotta level him up.
You don't get the Hulk as he is in the trailer until way later.
Northwest Studio.
That's like a level 55
He started
Hulk.
out as like Lou Ferrigno Hulk, and you just get it.
Oh, it's just Bowflex and
Embracing your
green
powers
skin.
and living your superhero dreams. We have an exclusive gameplay demo in our booth that will show you more of
She
the core
has
campaign,
sleeveless sleeves.
its original story, and
Yeah,
our
what is
superheroes
that a
in
jacket
action.
she's wearing, or is she not wearing the jacket?
That's what E3 is gonna take away.
Will
Jacket
release
game.
worldwide on PS4, Xbox One,
Good. PC.
Stadia,
Oh, okay.
Stadia.
and PC.
Stadia and PC, nice.
We got you covered.
Okay.
And we're excited to be partnering with PlayStation to bring some awesome surprises to the PlayStation audience.
Oh, I hate exclusives.
Including early beta access
That's fine. That's fine.
and unique benefits
Ooh.
that we'll be revealing in the future.
That means we don't want to tell you now.
Yeah, we don't want to get
have
booed.
one final glimpse into our world.
We said characters wouldn't cost money. We didn't tell you that characters would be on all the platforms.
Sorry, what did you just say? Sorry.
This is what's next for the Avengers. Thank you, true believers.
If you're on Xbox, you were lucky enough to get Hulk.
Damn it. Progress, Hank.
I have a plan, but it's risky.
Hank.
Hank, that doesn't look ready.
Did Hank Pym?
Tony, live a little.
unbelievable. It worked.
Okay.
It's sort of cute when they're small.
Ah, didn't doubt you for a second.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
May next year.
Hey,
Wow. Release date.
That could be a lot of fun. Multiplayer, Stadia, PC, Xbox, PlayStation. I didn't hear anything about crossplay, but hopefully.
Is that it?
It looks like we're doing a zoom out.
Yeah, showing all the pictures.
Highlight reel.
Probably a closing highlight reel. They're closing the screen.
we're just lower the stage. Just.
So, okay, let's talk about the highlights. I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit. Yeah, it does not appear. Dragon Quest, blah 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 blah. Terms of service, you agree to the following. The what's your highlights? What stood out? Let's start with Hunter.
Oh man, there were actually there were a lot of games there.
A lot more games
Avengers
that I think I care about.
Yeah, Avengers wasn't what I expected. I'm excited for Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch. That's gonna be awesome. I'm excited to see more about that new IP. I don't know what they named it, but it's not sticking in here. It's bad brand.
Yeah. I've already forgotten about it.
But Final Fantasy VII is going to be the huge takeaway for me. Like that, I was really nervous about Final Fantasy VII, and I think they won me over with this trailer today for the gameplay.
So, Chris, what about you, man?
I think Seven stole the show. Avengers, I'm surprisingly optimistic about what they could do with that with a year to go, basically. Obviously, we're going to need to see a lot more about gameplay, and I'm disappointed that Sony gets something unique, even as a PlayStation 4 owner. I just really don't like that whole Sony bullying its way. We don't even have to show up at the conference to be exclusive. We can just do our own thing. That's disappointing. But it's neat to see it coming to Stadia as well.
Yeah, Stadia is not surprising. I know Google's pushing that. We'll see if they abandon it as quickly as they've abandoned other things sometimes. That's, I think, the concern. I think it's cool, but I haven't yet figured out who the heck Stadia is for. So I think then I like that we finally saw 8. That we 8 is, I'm not going to sit here and say it's my favorite Final Fantasy, but the fact that it's been missing is disappointing. I'm looking forward to Crystal Chronicles. Any little thing that they have that has multiplayer, I'm excited about. War of the Visions, I want to talk about that for a minute because that really gave me a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics vibes, and I was like, oh, but then it's obviously with Brave Exodus is segmented to the phones. That's awesome that Brave Exodus is doing so well. I mean, at 40 million, who wouldn't want that, that kind of install base? Sure. And unfortunately, that's just not anything that I will ever engage with. What about you, Hunter?
Yeah, I kind of the same way. I saw it come out. I've seen people really enjoy it. Everyone says it's a great example of what mobile games can and should be. And I've never once downloaded it. I just, it's not for me. Because I'm never going to be in a situation where I really want to sit down and get absorbed by this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not in a place where I couldn't play a fully fledged console of some kind experience or PC or I don't know. So it looks cool, but I'm probably not going to play it because of that.
As a parent, I'd be like, oh, why didn't I answer that business call? Or why didn't I answer that text from Julie? Because my battery died. It's the phone for me is a whole different thing. I always kind of originally liked the idea of games, but then I played a few and it just it never. I could play Tactics right now on this. I bought it. I've played it a little bit. I just can't stick with it. It's just something that's kind of try to get I try to get away from that because it's usually ringing with various requests. All right, let's we obviously didn't.
Outriders.
Oh, Outriders was the name. Okay,
that was the name.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Chris being a professional. What do you think about Outriders, Hunter?
It looks really cool. I always kind of have to take those cutscene only with a grain of salt. The style, the intensity. I like to see some of those kind of darker worlds every once in a while, and it looks like it's really going to bring something different, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried about the pedigree of who's making it. Bulletstorm was considered to be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
it did all right. I forget the other one that they said it was one of the Gears, maybe one of the Gears games.
Yeah, Judgment. So they worked on Bulletstorm and Judgment.
So I think from a perspective of just like gameplay, both those games had great gameplay, and I think they could nail that. So if they can nail the world around it and anything else, like I'm excited. But I don't know. I'm still waiting for more information. The it looks cool. It looks cool.
Absolutely. It looks cool. I have. It just felt like it's the start of that introduction. It's like someone's come in and said, "Hey, here's the elevator pitch. I'm listening. I will pay attention." You know, it comes out as an awesome multiplayer game, and I'm in. It's just kind of in a weird spot in life. Like, I guess once you get into your 30s, you're like, "Can I play it with my friends?" No. All right. Well, let me try to find time to do that. Like, certain games come to play, right? 7 Remake is obviously like a single player game, but I don't actually anticipate playing that alone. I plan on playing that like with Julie. Like, we like to pass the controller back and forth, so we'll have to kind of make time.
To the Switch, right?
Yeah, that's also one of the great in things of the Switch is that. And so we saw a couple of Switch announcements. You know, obviously some things dropping for it. Not everything I wanted. I would have War of the Visions, again, going back to that, I would have loved a Switch port. But not Chrono, that's it. Oh, someone's like, did they announce Chrono? They did not. But Crystal Chronicles coming to Switch is exciting. Hunter, you said that you struggled with that game back in the day. Like, is this something you're going to give it another shot now that you don't need to have 4 Game Boys attached to the GameCube?
Yeah, when I saw them announce that along with, you know, Final Fantasy 9, 7, 10, 12, and they're like, and Crystal Chronicles, I was super stoked. I'm like, I will buy every game you just announced on the Switch because I think that's the perfect platform for me to play games like this.
Yeah.
And I think a co-op multiplayer Final Fantasy on Switch sounds like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Now there was a reason I tried to play it and just never touched it again. So I'm concerned about that, but I was also I was a lot younger.
I like some of the other ones more because I think they were maybe easier to get into. So just like you, like we actually had this full setup. We played the game. I always it always kind of felt awful to be the person who had to carry the mist pod around, like whatever that kind of keeps you in that protective circle. The heart system, like when you go look at the other Crystal Chronicle games where they kind of switch to the more traditional HPMP kind of setup, where like I actually really enjoyed those Echoes of Time and Rings of Fate. Like those, I think I really connected with, and hopefully that means like we can see if this is successful that we get to see those brought into that, you know, the Switch element, because I think that'd be a perfect franchise for it. Any other games? I want to talk about 14, but I don't want to go into 14 until
there's 2 looks good.
Okay.
People that play that, you know, I enjoyed the first one. I didn't beat it, but I enjoyed it. As somebody who's enjoyed a lot of Minecraft in my time, like I would say that I missed my keyboard and mouse. But that's honestly how I feel about most games.
Mm-hmm.
So I missed my keyboard and mouse. So that's not really a dig on that game in particular. Like its UI was fine. It just was hard to play for an extended amount of time, just because you're constantly like gripping things, and like it's just a lot of like pick the block up, block over here, push the block down, and like if you're not oriented perfect, so it's a lot of like you're constantly manipulating, and when you place a block in a wrong spot, it feels so dumb. So you're just like, oh,
you amateur. The Last Remnant, available right now. Was that the one?
I played around with it on 360 back in the day. Yeah, it's available. I played around with it on 360. It never resonated for me. I'm glad it's getting a remaster. There's definitely a following there, but I'm not gonna hate on the game. I guarantee you, I did not give it a fair shake. But I own it. You know, like I don't see myself going and playing it, especially when I look at kind of my back catalog. It's like, would I do that, or would I finish Nier? Would I do that, or would I, would I go and play and beat this one game that is just fallen below kind of my hierarchy of like, I need to finish this in 14.
14 though.
Yeah.
Is that what we're ready to talk about? Like the story there, does that change your eagerness to play Shadowbringers?
I'm gonna let Hunter go.
It does for me. I wasn't sure how much to be honest, when they announced Shadowbringers, I'm like, this trailer's amazing. But I'm not sure how into the concept that they're trying to sell that I was. Like, I was intrigued. I was like, okay, I see where you're going with this, and the Warrior of Darkness and everything. It's a cool new like twist, but I just wasn't. It didn't grab me. But the way that they portrayed it in the trailers today, it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really looks like a lot of the core cast is getting into some dark territory that they're not really comfortable with, and I like when there's that kind of like struggle. I don't like when it's an easy, direct path. Everyone's like on board, and it's just like what gets in our way. It looks like it's gonna be really cool.
I love that it's been 100 years. It's been 100 years. They've been bathed in light. They haven't seen night. I love the revelations that come with it. I like the enemies. I like how that people get twisted into apparently these sin eaters, that they have to feed off the ether of living, the ether of the living, etc. That's really dark and twisted and sinister to a point in which that it sounds like essentially you have factions that have gained power that are either trying to maintain this power, right? Okay, yeah, we're going to feed the sin eaters. We're going to provide them that. And that whole twist of the evolution of what it means to essentially be a primal. What does that even mean? We know that people can summon and turn themselves into that. And then obviously I'm going to go with it from a point of truth, even though he is an Ascian. But if you think about it from the Ascian's perspective, that it almost seems like then the powers that they wield are the same kind of power. Like they have the Echo of Zodiark, we have the Echo of Hydaelyn. We are two giant elder primals, the eldest of primals, fighting once another. And what is the ultimate solution here? If we've been, and then if we're going to the, from the darkness perspective, are we being, tempered by Zodiark? And does that mean people can, there's a cure for tempering? What does that mean overall for primals? That is the real core principled story that I think was missing out of Stormblood, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, we're the Icon Slayer. Well, like even the extremes were just like the Bard's Tale version of it. There's no like where ARR had it like, yeah, the Ascians are really trying to piss these people off, so they keep summoning their gods, so they keep draining Aether, so that we can bring a calamity, so we can bring about our god Zodiark back, etc. So this feels right. Chris. I love the lore.
So anytime I see story trailers, I wonder why we can't have more story trailers like this that help me catch up. So just kind of the backstory for me as a quick catch up to anybody new here is I came into the game at 2.0 to play with Brian. And Brian and his whole free company was legacy players. And so I came in and was like, they were waiting on me to catch up. And so I blasted through the story. And so now it's been so hard since to just like, what the heck is going on? So then obviously it was easy to skip story in Heavensward because I'd skip story in ARR. And once you get in that mindset, like it's so hard to catch up. And I'm appreciative of people like Ethos and all of that, but it's not.
Who just tweeted that he's not okay. Ethos tweeted that he's not okay.
So like, I want in-game stories like that can catch me up, because this looks awesome and I have so many questions, and I think some of the questions that I would have are probably like, well, why don't you know that? That's super obvious. I don't know, because I've been skipping cutscenes for 5 years.
Hear, think, feel. Oh my god. Like the ramifications, I think, of Shadowbringers ideally will answer. I want Shadowbringers to answer the questions that I've had for the last 9 years. I've been covering this game for 10. I've been playing it for 9 this August. I want Shadowbringers to really bring some of that to closure, right? Not that, I'm hoping for more chapters, obviously, but I really want. We keep telling them, Chris is.
I know. I did watch a lot of Stormblood, so I slowed down a lot more in Stormblood. But obviously there's gaps because I didn't start taking story seriously until about halfway through Heavensward.
Oh man, I need to go rewatch that trailer a couple times. I probably will do a post about that tonight. We've already, I don't think I'm gonna wait till our 9 o'clock post for tomorrow to kind of talk about it. I want to watch it a couple times, but the visuals, the aesthetics, that one guy, there was this sense of gluttony, which is an interesting thing. I wonder if we're gonna go into like when they talk about the sin eaters, like if we're going to go into the kind of the extreme of virtues and sin and gluttony, I wonder what the theme ultimately will be. And I mean, I've already pre-ordered. I'm already sold on Shadowbringers. Guys, I got bad news. I'm deciding I'm not going to be playing Shadowbringers.
I'm going to cancel my pre-order.
Like, I saw that trailer and I'm done. You know, no, it's like that was we've been waiting for that. Like, you know, we're looking at what, like after this week, just 2 weeks until launch. You know, this is the perfect timing. That's why I've always kind of warned people. I was like, the hype will bring you back into the game. Make sure you, like, if you've done everything you want to do, take a breather for at least a week, play something else, because the hype will bring you back. And the risk is that after you finish the story that you burn out because you kind of play through the pain. So yeah, I would love to see the 7, like, and that's where they haven't talked about what kind of primals. They've only kind of showed off a couple of the Seed Eaters. I'm hoping we see like the 7 Deadly Sins as trials would be amazing.
So if there are no gods and everything can be a primal, does that mean that everything can be a fight? That we can have a chance to fight people that we traditionally have thought. I mean, now that we can play as Warriors of Darkness and Warriors of Light, it's like, does that mean that people who traditionally have been on our side, that there is a shard or a place in history and time where we can have them as a fight?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I mean, just think back, like, how cool would it be to go back and fight?
Yeah.
Like the Scions. How cool would it be to go back and?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, it's just even
cool.
if you're exploring a different moment in history, like from a perspective, like it'd be awesome to see that combat from the other side.
The other thing is they kind of hinted at is that they say Urianger has seen the future, right? So it's like my whole thought from the trailer is like they said if the past has to be unwritten, let it be unwritten. And I'm wondering, like, are we going to go back and undo the Sundering? Like, is that what they're referring to? Or if Urianger has seen the future, like, are we trying to now prevent that future with, you know, so it's like without that, like, because the concept is like, are we traveling through time? No, we're going over to the first, a different copy dimension of the source. Are we, you know, are we blocking people and reporting for pornographic? It's like, jeez Louise, like, oh my gosh. So I really cannot wait. Visually, that looks impressive. Like the trailer, the design, I liked how it kind of somewhat tied into the trailer we've seen, like where the Warrior Darkness Light, he's kind of holding his head, he's kind of like stumbling and then traveling kind of through space-time. Man, is it June 28th? And dropping today, Shadowbringers. Like, holy mother of God.
Oh, I wish I'd seen more Roth in it. I can't get enough Roth in combat. I saw there were several like Vieira power slides and stuff, but the Rothguard just looks so good.
And Walt asked a question, when's it too late to pre-order? I would say the 27th. They have stated that you won't get early access if you pre-order on the 28th. I don't know if that actually holds up to be true. That could just be marketing speak, but pre-ordering costs you nothing, especially depending on the store you go through. So I don't think they've actually started charging cards yet. So just go out and pre-order it and be safe. Like, especially you get your the earring alone is well worth the non-dollar that I spent for pre-ordering.
Yeah, and you know that, like, say the 27th is cut off, so like if you're waiting on a paycheck or whatever, you know, you've got 18 days. So at some point when that paycheck comes through, go ahead and pre-order it.
And David says they're charging now, so if they're starting to charge now, just do note. All right, guys. Hunter, do you got any final thoughts to share? We appreciate you coming and hanging out with us once again.
No, yeah, thanks for having me. This has been awesome. I thought it was a great show. Square-Enix, historically, I haven't always looked to as like, they're gonna do a great show. Without Sony, I was kind of wondering if there'd be a gap, and I think Square-Enix kind of filled that gap. That was a really good show full of, maybe it was for me. Like, I have to kind of look back at that and say, like, how many of these games are games that other people may not appreciate, but yeah, nailed it for me.
Chris.
I thought it was neat to see them do so many indie developers, and I think they just really gave this same classy nod, you know, that maybe in a shorter presentation they wouldn't have had time for. So I think they really stepped up and filled a really long time slot where I didn't really feel like I was an hour in. I looked up and I asked, like, oh God, has it been an hour?
Yeah.
So it was really well paced, really well. I mean, it had the same level of polish that you would expect out of, you know, Sony, Xbox, Nintendo, like one of the platform developers. So to see them hold up to that, especially in light of like Bethesda's yesterday and all that, I think they just did a really classy job. As far as things coming up, keep in mind, guys, Final Fantasy 14 live letter, June 14th, 3 p.m. PDT. So it's right in the middle of the day. This one will take place at the LA location. So that means it's going to have English. So you won't have a live translation. So if you're like, well, I don't want to tune in because I have to watch, text and all that. No, it'll be translated. So it'll be in English. So definitely come hang out for that. They'll be going over Hand and Land. And I think the trust system will get a little deeper. And then I don't know if Brian was going to remember to point this out, but Thursday at 11:30 a.m. we are having our next Casually Hardcore podcast, this time with Ms. Tech from MTQ Capture. So come hang out and do that. We'll be talking about, I believe the target topic. Last time we veered off topic, but the target topic will be talking about the state of in-game in Shadowbringers and what we expect from in-game content in light of all the battle changes.
And I agree, Mione is joining here in chat. I saw your tweet dropping the F-bomb about Final Fantasy VIII, so I love that, Mione. So there's a question. We have kind of two questions I want to address before we wrap, because I do want to go probably kind of dive into that trailer and kind of basically answer what this question was in a lore post. So Thomas says, explain what is the Sundering. So for those who don't know, spoiler alert, this is very light. This is just kind of core principle to what is going on with the game. The Sundering is something that happened, I believe, 12,000 years ago. You had the concept of both Hydaelyn and Zodiark. They were kind of like, if you think the idea of yin and yang, light and darkness, etc., represented as the giant crystal that we talk to in both ways. The lore has it, or the information we've been told so far, is that Zodiark decided to overreach, and then Hydaelyn slapped him down. Just that she's like, which is kind of funny, because if he wants more power, it feels like Hydaelyn took that power and became powerful. And by doing so, and to do whatever, the Sundering, she ended up splitting herself into 13 copies, with us being on the source representing 14 different dimensions. And then there's all kinds of lore questions we're not going to dive into. Well, is the like outside of the universe, because we know that like Omega has come in from another star. We're not going to cover that with the Sundering. So just think on Hydaelyn itself. The planet's name is Hydaelyn, and Zodiark is represented by the moon. So we have 13 shards. As you play through the game, you're going to discover, especially through the Crystal Tower storyline, that the 13th shard, the last copy, has fallen to the darkness. That's where, whenever you see Void Sent, whenever you see anything dealing with the void, that is essentially where it's originating. We've actually been to the 13th shard, and we believed at the time that it was a Crystal Tower's connection to the Cloud of Darkness that allowed us to go into the 13th shard. But obviously from the trailers, we believe that the Crystal Tower ends up being a portal to any of the shards of Hydaelyn. Every time, why this is important, so why the hell is all this important? Why this is important is that every time there's a calamity, of which there have been 7, 6 representing one of each of the elements, and I'm not going to go to that here, we've got posts coming for you. But the 7th, Bahamut, representing all 7 elements, attuned to kind of essentially either the astral or the umbral, which is kind of the light and the dark side. And then they believe that there's a final, or there's supposed to be more calamities, because every time a calamity happens, Hydaelyn herself has to basically genocide one of these shards. So we know that several of the shards, 7 in this case, 13th, and probably, I don't know if we're counting from the 13th down, have fallen and have been kind of obliterated. The first, it feels like it's about to be obliterated, and thus we're going to be stepping in as warriors of darkness into that world, and hopefully prevent that. Like, there's so much subtext, there's so much but then obviously the revelation that we've just heard that, again, sometimes people could lie, so you always kind of I always kind of weigh that. I'm going to take it as truth for now, that if Hydaelyn herself and Zodiark himself are primals, that elder primals in this case, that is actually pretty interesting. It goes into a lot of things. I'll probably post some stuff about it. And so the lore implications of that trailer are fantastic. I think people are going to be very excited. So that's question 1. I'm done there. The other question is that we were asked, Microsoft or Square, winner of E3 so far, I want to start. I want you guys to think about it. I don't know if you saw it. Winter of E3. We still have Nintendo to go.
I mean, isn't that the best apple and the best orange, though? You're literally talking about somebody who can release a console versus somebody who has, like, established...
Grade it based off of the games that speak to you, and then grade it also based off of the quality of the presentation. I think last year, if I was going to say last year, Square just, like, bottom of the barrel at it. Like, you know... But that's just my opinion. Last year.
Most improved for sure.
Most improved.
like for sure. Like that's not even a debate. Like, yeah, the fact that they're in the running for being the best of E3 this year and last year was fine, I guess.
Hunter, what do you think? Like, I would say I definitely agree on the most improved. But
yeah,
if we had to pick,
it's tough because Microsoft is a powerhouse, and I do think that their presentation was just really well done, and I love a lot of what they're saying in terms of how you can play games, and a lot of the games that they've announced are cool. Square-Enix won it for me in terms of like personal connection, and I don't know if that's a fair comparison. Like I'm totally biased in that answer. But
wait, your opinions are biased to the
the
holder?
It's like a totally biased answer, but I love the Square-Enix presentation. It also just happened. I think I would need to sleep on it, but walking away from it, I was a little bit more excited about the Square-Enix one, and I think that hour just passed super fast. And Microsoft, I kind of kept being like, "This is very good. I'm very excited about these things." All right, it's been 23 minutes, and said Square-Enix wins it for me so far. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, Nintendo. Like I mean, so like if we had to like, the question is, if we had to choose today a winner, you know, what do we feel? I definitely have to vote Square, and it's not because I am a fan. Like that, the games themselves spoke to me more than anything else, and the fan service, Final Fantasy VIII, you know, obviously Crystal Chronicles, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Like, okay, yeah, like but to the degree, like if you're going to put kind of a weighting on it to make it fair, like I think that the reason why Microsoft didn't win, if I was going to weight this fairly, because obviously I'm more of a fan of Square. I follow Square. Like I got a PlayStation because Square was there. I would go like if Square said we're going exclusively to Stadia, then I'd be like, well, it's time to throw this Xbox piece of crap out the door and welcome hello Stadia. You know, I was like, that's the kind of fan I am. So weighing that, I think Microsoft had a great conference. I think, you know, their Game Pass thing is fantastic. Like I think they're doing all the right things. But with Sony not showing up, I felt like they could have hit harder. They could have been stronger, and you know, it's like, you know, when it comes down to their next gen console, you know, yeah, it wasn't anything. Like they just kind of showed up. I found out more information from Twitter and what they've been releasing because they do have a lot to say and to sell. Halo, like they're like, am I going to get the next Xbox? Absolutely. I've already bought into that though. You're like, I've already prepared for that. Will I check out xCloud? And Stadia, we're still debating on Stadia. No Stadia announcement for 14 makes me say, just tell me if 14's on it, because why would I get it? Like I haven't, okay. Like I'm good. I already can, like if xCloud does what xCloud says it's going to do, I can already play my games. Anyway, it seems like that's going to be additive. But the 7 actually takes away a lot of the nervousness that I felt for that remake. It's been so long in development. It's been, you know, it's like, it's so loved by everybody that they have to, like, whether somebody says it's a 10 or not, they have to shoot for that. They have to sit here and say, this is why, you know, for people who loved it then are going to love it now. For people who never played it, they're going to be blown away. And that's such a hard line to hit. But what they showed me today has taken away that nervousness. Now, whether they deliver on the promise or not, that's on them. But I'm not sitting here worried about it. It's like, yep, we're good. I just need to make sure that by the 3rd of March next year, all the stuff I need to have done at 14 is done.
Even Yoshi P said that. He's like, this is going to be the best game ever until Final Fantasy 7 gets released.
I love Yoshi P. Like, he's done more for the Final Fantasy brand than people realize. And no 16 announcement is good because I know they're working on it, but don't tell me about it until it's ready. I don't need another 5-year wait 10-year wait, God forbid.
We don't need more confirmation than what's already out there. If we didn't know they were working on another game, it would be good to tell us, but we do know that. So like, it didn't need to be on screen. Square did a better job of speaking to their base. I mean, Microsoft's still trying to grow. So like, as far as presenting things from hey, if you're not playing on Xbox, here's why you should be. Here's the things coming to Game Pass. Like, they're still actively trying to gain a base. I think Square did a better job of speaking to the fans in the room. The people who showed up and said, listen, I'm going to buy whatever you put out. So just tell me what I'm buying. So like, they did a much better job of just being really honest with where they're at. This is a strong presentation.
Very. And then maybe hopefully we'll see a crossover event with 14 with 7. I mean, they've already kind of themed it. We've already gotten the minions. It's like it seems that would be something that is very fitting, around that time, because if they, it is like, honestly, yeah, Square so far is definitely taking it, as far as the presentation goes. Like, I mean, but I'm also their base, so I literally think I was really worried that after last year we were going to have a repeat, but I'm excited. I want to learn more about Avengers. I want to play 7 Remake. 8 is coming out this year. Like, I literally was watching hundreds of dollars just, fly out of my wallet and into some place. So anyway, anybody have any final thoughts? Hunter, you got any final thoughts? Where can people follow you? What you got? You working on anything cool you want to share?
Yeah, you can follow me at Hunt4Games on basically all platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, usual. Currently working on a lot of Final Fantasy 11 stuff right now, but I was actually just about to start my Final Fantasy 14 prep little series, and then I'm actually a little bit excited for WoW Classic coming out at the end of August. I'm curious about where that splits me in terms of my time between those 3 games. But that's pretty much. Thank you so much for having me out.
For the people in the room that aren't interested in WoW, just know that WoW Classic is incredibly important for setting a trend on what a remaster can do. So if you want something like a 1.0 remake one day, or an
11 remake,
I'm just saying, if there is any time in Final Fantasy history that they have not remastered, Warcraft 3 Reforged, the Final Fantasy 7 remake do a fair bit of that. But WoW Classic is going to tell us if subscription-style games deserve a second playthrough on a major scale. So, like, 11 is absolutely... The developers of 11 are 100% going to be watching WoW Classic carefully.
Yeah, and they've already said that they're working on something big for the 2020, for the 20-year anniversary, and that's why it's content for the game, which they said they're stopping support for, but continue to support it anyway. So... Like, and then obviously the no-show is Final Fantasy 11 Mobile. It's like, we haven't seen that, honestly, just like with Brave Exodus. It's like, sure, it's fine to bring it to the phone, but if you want somebody like me to engage with it, also bring it somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's just where I fall. Chris, you got any final thoughts, anything you're working on that you wanna talk about?
No, podcast this week. So, be sure you guys catch us Thursday at 11:30. All I've been working on is videos to get us from now until launch, and still staying at 2 a day, 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. And I've been spending any spare time I've had farming up WoW tokens, because I don't want to give WoW any more of my money, but I do want to play Classic, so that's how I've compromised with myself. So coming up on 6 weeks worth of let's call it free time. And I've just been logging on and rotating my auctions each day and having my professions bring in that money. So we'll see.
Yeah, and for us, this is E3 week. We've got a couple things that we'll be talking about later this week, ranging from a wide range of games. Obviously, I'm still hyped and on Cloud 9 about Phantasy Star Online 2. If you guys are in the DFW Metroplex on June the 20th, we're going to be doing a little Gather to Game with the Gather Together podcast. We've posted about it. You can kind of follow and check our Discord if you want more details about what that's coming. I heard Mione's going to be flying in for the event. No, he's not. I'm just joking. I don't. Hopefully, I did not give him a heart attack.
Checking his calendar, he's like, what?
Like, confirmed? What? So it's going to be June 20th at 8 o'clock. We're going to be at Nerdvana. More details you can find and ask about it in our Discord. So be sure to hit Discord, there you go. That should actually also put out the command if you're not a part of it. That's where we hang out. We talk about video games. all the time. So thank you very much, Nightbot. Thanks everybody. Thank you, Huntin4Games, Hunter hunting.
I know it's just you'll get
it just goes off the thanks so much for joining us for our E3 coverage. Yeah, this has been fun, guys. Thank you, Chris, for being here as always, and thank you, chat, everybody, for hitting that thumbs up button, and for the 4 people who hit the thumbs down button, I love you to death. I really hope that you have a better day, and sorry that we weren't entertaining or informative enough, but that's okay. That's what the button's for. But yeah, so that's it, guys. We're gonna wrap up stream, and we will be chatting with you guys throughout the week, and then we just got videos to make, so hopefully we can do kind of a just kind of a group chat in Discord sometime later this week. But I'm gonna hit end stream for WorkToGame. My name's Brian.
My name's Chris.
See you guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.